Hey guys, I'm going to start this video talking to both Eagles and Monsters about head manning the puck. What that means is before we get into the offensive zone, if you see teammates ahead of you, you pass it forward. Nobody skates faster than a moving puck, no matter how good you are. If this player has the puck and you see teammates ahead of you, you give it to them as long as they're open. What we don't want to do is just have one kid skate it all the way up 150 to 200 feet and try to score a goal on his own. And I will tell you why. All right, going back to this, I listed the 5 guys who probably can do this pretty easily or regularly. I know you guys can skate it up, but I'm going to tell you why you want to try to implement some passing into your game. I would say Misha and Mateo, you two are especially guilty of just doing it on your own. Alright, so let me pull this up. Why can't you just skate it up? So first of all, it builds bad habits. You're not going to get away with this at higher levels because the defense just gets too good. Let me pull this. We played against a guy. Hold on, let me find him right there. This guy with the green socks. All right, she's probably the best player on the ice. Maybe Matthew's as good as he is. I'm not sure. But this guy would just stuff us every time they try to get up the ice. Now imagine playing a team and you have like 3 or 4 of those. You will never be able to carry it all the way up by yourself. All right, next, let me explain how these rec leagues work. Basically, you get the best players, like the top 4 or 5 guys on each team, and the goalie, and whoever is better wins the game. All right, big brain, right? Big brain move. Well, as you get better, you're going to start learning it's not about individual skill. It's about team play. My own team in a rec league game, the other 8 players, it's a 4-on-4 league because it's roller. But the other team was way better skilled. All 8 players were better than our 8 guys. But we smashed them 6-1 because every one of those guys tried to just go 1-on-4, 1-on-2, 1-on-3. And we would just stuff them. We would stuff them. We passed it up. We knew where to be. And we beat them like easily because our team play was way better. Even though the other team's individual skills were better. For us, Eagles. We are 3-0, but we just played a pretty good team, and there's 2 more tougher teams. If we try to play the same way, where we're just skating it 1-on-5, we're not going to beat the other teams because the other teams are going to do it better. So we have to start getting the team better. Next, related to that, the team does not improve. The other guys get less puck touches. They're just kind of standing on the ice. They're just watching you skate all the way up and scoring goals. Lastly, it's not fun playing with a puck hog. I remember we had a player sub in my team, my own game, and he would score 3 goals and we won or whatever, but it didn't matter. It wasn't fun playing with him, and he also would take these long shifts, so I never invited him again. It's not fun playing with guys who just want to puck hog all the way instead of getting the team going. Now, I want to emphasize to you 5 guys, and like I said, I think I should include Preston because he tries to kind of puck hog it sometimes, but to you 5 guys, I know you can skate it up, and I'm not saying you should never skate it up. What I'm saying is if your teammates are open and they're in front of you, you got to pass it up to them. If there's no passing option, then you skate it up. Right? In other words, it should not be your default. Hold on, I have some notes here. And this goes to everyone. But as soon as you get the puck, you should be looking to pass the puck first. It's not skate, 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 skate. Oh, I'm in trouble, and now I better pass. No, it's the other way around. You get the puck, you look for a pass immediately. If the passes are not there, then you skate. Right? You skate after you look for a pass. Now, you receivers also have a responsibility. In all fairness to those puck carriers, if you guys are not in the proper positions, like if you're standing in the middle of the ice and not the board, they shouldn't headman it to you. It's too dangerous. Or if your feet are not pointing up the ice, I'll explain that in just a sec, then there's no point in them headmanning it to you. So if I pull this up real quick. In general, I see a lot of you. Your feet are pointing this way. And we're skating forward. If they've headman it to you, you're still skating this way. Then you have to stop, and then you have to turn around, then skate up. By then, it's faster if they just skated it up themselves. All right? I'm not saying you should never have your feet pointed this way. Sometimes you do when you're feeling pressure right there and someone's right on you. But a lot of times when nobody's on you, your feet need to be pointing this way. So that way, when they pass it to you, you're going forward still. Now, for you puck carriers, I get that sometimes your teammates don't have a lot of speed going up the ice, but one thing I want you to get in your mindset is to give and go. That means you pass it to them and they don't have a lot of speed. You jump in and try to get the pass back from them. That's a great way to go up the ice. And it's so much easier because the other teams are always just staring at the puck. And this is a great way to get your teammates involved. It gets them better. And it's still a way for you to skate up. And it's easier. There's so many reasons why you should be doing this as opposed to just skating it yourself. There are risks with it, which I'll discuss in the future. But just get the mindset of trying to give and go instead of dangling through guys. I want to re-emphasize that I'm not saying you can't go coast to coast, but that should not be a default. It should be to pass first. Now I'll show highlights on when you guys did it, when it's okay and when it isn't, and more importantly, for the receivers, where you need to be so that they don't have an excuse to just always skate it up now. Alright, so I'll just show a barrage of clips on headmanning the puck from last game, and if I have time, I'll go over guarding the posts. So in this first clip, Mateo's going to go around the net, and you'll see Bodie hustle to the board to present himself as an option. Thing is, why is he wasting his time doing this if you guys aren't going to headman the puck anyway? Right? So you got to reward your teammates for getting open. One thing I'll say about Bodie, you always have your feet turned this way. I mean, it's not the worst thing because you do pivot forward okay. But once Mateo starts skating up, like he's skating up, now you got to turn around and move up with him. Right? And you just see, we're shorthanded, but Mateo skates past 1, 2, 3 teammates. So something's wrong here. We're doing something wrong when you keep skating past all your teammates. And yeah, you scored here. And I'm sure you can score plenty of times doing this. But again, at this level, yeah, you outskill everyone, and the goalies aren't that strong. When you go to higher level, it's not gonna fly. You want to try to get the team better. All right, next on the ensuing face-off. This is what all teams do, and it's very silly. Win it to D, D just skates it up, or whoever the good player is. You're really not using your team at all. Okay, he wins it. You guys got to get to the board. I know we only have 4 skaters, so it's a little bit different, but I won't go over too much about that. Right, but the default should not be, oh, I'm going to skate up. It's to win it back. You should go back, Mateo. All right, in this clip, this is the fault of the receivers. You'll see Mateo retrieve the puck. He goes back. Okay, now I know your default, oh, I'm just going to attack. So I don't know if he would have passed it anyway, but on your receivers, you're not in a receiving position. Middle of the ice, middle of the ice, middle of the ice. As soon as he collected the puck, you want to hurry up and get to the board. Then boom, he can just throw it to you immediately. So you got to hustle to a board immediately once he has that puck for sure. Right? And of course, he'll just try to skate it up through, he passes 3 white jerseys and then tries to go through 5 black jerseys. He actually scores here. The goalie just let in a horrendous shot, but again, we're trying to get the team better. Right here, West is just about to come out of the box. As you see Connor, he gets the puck and is going back. Step 1 on a breakout, go to the quiet zone. And we need a second guy, probably, who's that, Nico or Nixon? Can't tell. But you stagger, go D to D. Right, this is a little bit scary. I would not recommend doing this. That is dangerous. Oh, that's Sam. Sorry, it's Sam Chang, number 11. And a great headman by Connor right here, though, after he got through it. The only problem is, so if I pause it here, Wes, you were skating forward, but then you pivoted your feet backward, right? And then you mishandled it. And then now Connor has to slow up at the line, right? So if he has to slow up, then you guys aren't doing him favors, okay? You got to make sure you receive it clean. You got to learn to receive it clean and give him hope. Next, we're going to see West come out of the box, still have 4 here, but you'll see Connor roll back, gets the puck, comes back. First step on a breakout, want to take that to the quiet zone and then go D to D, or at least stagger. Someone should be staggering. That's probably, I believe that's Sam. He needs to go back immediately. All right. So I would not do this. That is dangerous. And you almost messed that up. All right, just go to the quiet zone, a lot safer. Okay, I can't tell who that is, but it should stay on the board. Now, at this point, good job headmanning the puck. You see him up ice, you throw it. The only problem is, Wes, you don't want to turn your feet back. You want to try to, if you have to slow down a little, do so, but you want your feet to just keep going forward. So as soon as you get it, you can get past these the defense easily. Also, if you guys, you got to really work on your basic skills of handling, because then this will not instill confidence in Connor. At this point, he could have skated up and he got to the blue line before West did, right? So you guys have to be sharp on that too. Nixon's going to pick up the puck, and Nico is wide open in the middle here. So you get it. Mentality, I can already tell, okay, skate, 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 and then you look up. No, you got to look up instantly. If you guys make these forwards slow down to not go offsides, you're doing something wrong. These forwards should not have to ever slow down. I shouldn't say ever, but most of the times. And then he goes offside. A bit of a careless offside, but that's partly, well, that's mostly the passer's fault right there. Should have just headmanned the puck immediately. All right, in these defensive zone lineups, you especially shouldn't be skating it forward. First of all, we need to know how to line up. So I think you guys corrected it. Maybe I pointed out during the game. But we need to have 4 guys on the line. The D needs to stand there, and then the 4 needs to stand outside of him. Right? Understand your face-off responsibilities. I won't go over all that again, but we should not be lining up like this. All right, so yeah, here you just see Connor get the puck, skate it up. All right, you should be taking the puck back, and everyone gets in their breakout positions. Right, and it just kind of becomes a nothing play because you got to go 1-on-5, and it's not easy. Here's another one in which the receivers are kind of at fault here. So you see Connor gather the puck up, he skates up. All right, so Bodie's coming back. Once you see Connor get the puck, that's where you got to turn quickly and go up ice. It doesn't help that you're going back while Connor's going forward. At this point, there's no real reason for him to headman the puck. He's going to beat you guys into the offensive zone. So he might as well skate it up. And then now you see Marshall skating backward. Probably not a good idea. All right. So in this case, there's no point in headmanning. He absolutely should skate it up at that point, and he almost scores a goal. These next set of clips are going to be what I call jamming the square peg in the circle hole. It usually happens when that puck goes past the blue line, so there's a delayed offside, and you guys get the puck and just want to skate it in against 5 players. So prime example, a lot of teams do this. Wait, and all right, let's just go skate up, try to beat everyone through. All right, and he gets through, but what you should do instead, when you get the puck, you need to roll back. You go back, other D hopefully is staggering, so you can just pass it to him right away. Everyone needs to go to their breakout position. All right, so watch Connor here try to jam that square peg. Gets the puck. Instead of going back, goes forward and tries to go through 5 black jerseys. Pretty tough to do that. Okay, Mateo, same thing. Takes it back, but is just waiting for everyone to get onside. Instead of attacking as a team, 1v3, loses the puck. All right, here, Jackson, you should be in front of that blue line, and you should be way down here, like probably here. All right, there's no black jerseys behind you. But anyway, so the puck goes out. All right, and there's the square peg method. Instead of going back, all right, well, that's even worse, offside. So I'll end it with a couple of them right here. But you see we win it to Connor and he just skates it up instead of going back. All right, so they get it out. So there's that square peg method again. All right, and this is just a regular breakout. But when you guys go back and retrieve the puck, you got to understand, all right, we got to get in breakout position. This player, is that Bodie? I'm not sure. But you want to stagger. So you do go back, which is good, but I think you're waiting for a forward pass. Remember that the last guy with the puck, or last guy back shouldn't have the puck. Okay, so you need to go behind Jackson. The rest of you guys go to the board. Now the person retrieving the puck, in this case Jackson, you want to look over your shoulder and see that all your players are presenting themselves as options. You got to understand where your options are at, and it's going to be, if we do this right as a team, you're always going to have an option 1, 2, and 3. 2 on the boards and your D to D. And then as we get better, we'll even have a center option. I can trust you guys to throw it to the middle. So you should have 4 other options. And as you retrieve the puck, you should already be looking over your shoulder and see which options are available. Sometimes other teams will close a few off. All right, if those are all gone, then you skate it up. Option 1 is not skate up. Right? It makes it a lot harder. And I think you bumped into him, unfortunately. Alright, so those are all the clips for headmanning the puck. Let's move on to guarding the posts. I'm at 15 minutes, so I'll try to make this quick. I talked about it in our games before, but that basically just means if there's any player in front of our goalie, you have to cover him. Right? I just say guarding posts because it's a faster way of saying it. First of all, it's a 3-on-2 here. One of you forwards have to hurry up and catch one of these black jerseys. Unfortunately, Jackson takes it here. Now, one thing, too, is you don't leave the zone, or you don't leave this guy by himself until we clear that blue line. Now, here, he's going to clear by a mile, understandable. But at the same time, so he goes past it. Our other D guys, you can't just leave this guy all by himself. If that were the case, I would just have a game plan of cherry picking because I know you guys aren't going to watch that player. So you're going to see it's going to burn us a little bit later. So let me skip ahead. So you see he's by himself. Right, and then here's a second clip of not guarding the post. So you see the red helmet all by himself, and this is the major threat. You guys especially need to watch that. So you see one player on the puck, someone needs to react quickly, boom, get to him. We need a third player to help, maybe you, I can't tell who that is, but they have 3 guys down there, so we need to match to their numbers. Most importantly, gotta guard that red helmet. Okay, and he almost, well, he doesn't get a whack there, so it didn't burn us there. Alright, here you see Jackson with the puck, and he blows the tire. He falls down, and we're all puck watching. This is going to be Adam's guy right here. You can't just all go to the puck. Right, again, their major threat is left wide open. So this is where, especially Bruce, well, he's not going to watch these videos, but hopefully the goalie says something. You forwards, even though Nixon, you should be up here. If you see no one's down there, this is the most important spot. We need to absolutely cover players in front of the goalie. So I don't think it burns us here. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Connor has a one-on-one with the guy with the red helmet, a good player. But Mateo, you can help, but you can't just completely disregard this guy. Right? If that banked off the goalie, yeah, we would have been cooked right there. Alright, here we have a defensive zone face-off, and the face-off responsibilities are a little bit different. I won't go over it, but I'm fine with Mateo chasing after a red helmet here. But the other guys, you can't just jump in and not watch this player right here. That's probably Jackson's job, the other D guy. You can't leave him all by himself. Now, luckily, it went just past him, but that would have been bad news if he got it. All right, and here, leaving red helmet by himself again. Largely, it should be the D or the center covering that middle area. And you see him just back off, and we're all puck watching. One guy needs to go back and put his stick on him. Can't leave him by himself. And he almost scores this. It was close. See the puck scored across. And, hold on, it's coming. It's coming. Just missed it. All right, so D guys, centers, watch for that. Cover the post. And the last example here is actually a good one by Connor. Right, so we have 3 guys going after the puck, which we shouldn't, but very smart. You stay in front of that player. I think they coughed it. Yep. And then, yep, you stay with him until he clears the blue line. Okay, very well done right there. So in this game, we didn't get burned a whole lot by not guarding the posts, but our first game, we sure did when we lost 10-1. We left the player alone with Jace, and they scored several goals that way. Alright, so that's all for the video. Let's really work on these 2 things next game. Headman the puck, and guard the post. Let's continue to get better. Alright, I'll see you guys soon.